Hello everyone, this is Teacher K and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to talk about creative ways on how you can introduce yourself to your students for the first day of class. Plus, I will be sharing some tips on how you can prepare well for that very day. By the way, all the templates that will be mentioned in this video is linked in the description box down below for you to check out later. Let's start! So first day of school, we know is a very important day, right? We know as teachers that we need to strike a balance between having fun and maintaining order in the classroom at the same time. On the first day of a new class, the teachers should focus on building rapport and playing fun ice-breaking activities while maintaining a professional teaching atmosphere. RESPECT, respect, plays an important role in order to optimize the classroom environment. Therefore, as teachers, we use the first day of class to do the following. First is to introduce yourself. Second is to learn something about your students. Third is to have fun. And last but not the least is to establish authority. Well, in this video, I won't be talking about the second and the third one, but all you have to do is check out the videos right here later once we're done with this video. Now, let's focus on a very crucial part of your first day, which are, again, letter A, which is to introduce yourself and, of course, establish authority. Just a quick disclaimer though, the things that I will be talking about today are based on my own experiences and mixed with a bit of research. Well, maybe some of these tips can be applied or not be applied to your situation, but I hope that this video will give you an idea on how you can prepare for your first day of class. Here are my tips for your first day of class. Number one is dress to impress. Research shows that clothing affects several kinds of judgments people make, including but not limited to credibility, likability, dominance, kindness, and empathy. Well, according to studies, more formal attire communicates expertise and confidence, while the less formal attire communicates approachability. Well, here's my major tip. Usually, it is easier to relax a more formal impression to a relaxed one rather than the other way around. Well, these considerations are particularly applicable for the younger instructors or new teachers who are concerned about establishing themselves as authoritative. Number two is prepare the physical arrangement. How do you prepare your classroom? Do you know that your chair arrangement can actually affect your classroom atmosphere? Rows signify a more formal environment, while circles or U-shapes imply a more informal atmosphere with more expectations of student participation. Number three is arrive early. Do you know that greeting the students as they enter the classroom communicates approachability? And arriving right on time or being late communicates disorganization and so on. And lastly, number four, introduce yourself effectively. So before I talk about the creative ways on how to introduce yourself, make sure to keep these four guide questions in mind as you prepare your speech. Number one, what characteristics do you want to convey about yourself? You probably want to give your students an idea about how formal or informal you are or you want to be and how available you will be to your students. Do you want to be perceived as the strict or scary teacher? Or do you want to be perceived as the cool yet respectable teacher? Second question is, what will you need to say to convey those characteristics? Keep in mind the things that you want to mention to establish your authority, your credentials, how expert you are in teaching that field, etc., etc. Third question is, what do you think your students are trying to figure out about you? Well, students are likely trying to determine if you are a harsh or easy grader, or how flexible you are with the deadlines, how firm you are, things like that. And last question is, what should you be careful not to say? Teachers, the students don't need to know everything about you. In particular, it's never helpful to inform them that you're not confident about the subject, that this is the least favorite subject that you're teaching, or you're not an expert, or it's your first time, big no-no. Of course, be careful not to disclose any information that can undermine you in the eyes of your students. Alright, let's jump into the fun part. Here are the 5 creative ways on how you can introduce yourself to your students. Number 1 is game show style quiz game. You can have this game for the last half part of your class. Okay, so before you share your introduction presentation to your class, make sure to divide your students into teams. Inform them that there will be a game based on the information that you will present. Having pre-knowledge will encourage them to listen attentively. So, teacher, make sure to present your introduction and be sure to include some interesting facts about your home country, province or state, culture, and family. These informations will form the basis of your game. Once the presentation is complete, you may now start your game show style quiz game. Check out this template. By the way, this template available in my Teachers Pay Teacher store is editable. Number 2 is decorate a Bitmoji virtual classroom. As teachers, our classroom usually reflects our personality. And the way we prepare our classrooms for our students is a great way to introduce ourselves to the entire class. But what if you're still doing it in a virtual setup? No problem. You still have a lot of ways to personalize your teaching space or classroom. All you have to do is create your own Bitmoji classroom. There are a lot of templates available in the internet. You can also search Teachers Pay Teachers. You can create your own. And here's how my classroom looks like in a Bitmoji virtual classroom. Number 3 is record a video. This is highly recommended for remote learning, but if you're doing hybrid classes like in-person or still virtual learning, you can actually make use of this type of presentation. Just make sure to make it short and sharp at the same time so that we won't lose their small or so little attention span. Number 4 is draw a name map. Instead of just presenting yourself through speech or PowerPoint, you can create your own map. Just like this one. You can create one to introduce yourself and have your students do the same as well. And number 5 is Teachers Emoji Pop. This is a game that works perfectly with Google Slides and is perfect for virtual or face-to-face classes. Give the students a chance to pick an emoji and pop the bubble, and you answer the corresponding question to tell them about yourself. Here's my template. Indeed, a new class can be nerve-wracking not just for the students but for teachers as well. However, with proper planning and preparation, it can be very exciting and rewarding on our part. Here's to an amazing first day and successful school year. What's your favorite activity? Don't forget to comment down below and subscribe to my channel. See you again next week for more exciting contents. Once again, this is Teacher K. Have a great day. Bye!